Before we dive into another No BS episode with your favorite cousin Vinny, let me show you something real nice. Look at this beauty right here. Bam! The official My Cousin Vinny keychain. Stainless steel, heavy duty, custom made, and badass. You can slap it on your keys, your bag, or hell, pop it on a chain and wear it like a pendant. Classy, right? Only $25 US and includes free shipping anywhere in North America. Anywhere else in the world, just toss in $5 more for shipping. That's it. Now check this out. We got the My Cousin Vinny shirt too. Full color, custom made, all sizes available, 95% polyester and 5% spandex blend, and it looks friggin' amazing. Just $35 US, same deal, free shipping in North America and $5 extra international. You want one? Easy. Since we don't have a store yet, just go to paypal.me/dualped and send the payment. Make sure to include your full name, full address, phone number, and shirt size. Shirts take about 2 to 3 weeks to show up, unless the post office decides to go on vacation. All of this helps support the channel and keeps these killer videos coming. Let's go, baby.
You ever get the feeling you've been played? Barack Obama, the golden boy, the hope and change messiah, was one of the slickest con jobs ever pulled on the American people. They sold him like he was the second coming of honesty, like he was gonna fix the system. Bullshit. You know what he fixed? Wall Street's bonuses. The 5.1 million families, not people, families, kicked out of their homes, while these rich-ass bastards were popping champagne bottles thanks to a guy they owned before he even set foot in the damn White House. You think that's harsh? It's not harsh enough for what these mofos did to this country. Don't take my word for it. Watch this. Here's Jimmy Dore laying it out plain as day.
You know, the way I said it was Barack Obama made sure the bankers got their bonuses while he kicked 5.1 million families out of their homes. Not people, 5.1 million families. And then you find out that he got more money from Wall Street than John McCain did. And you find out that...
Did he really?
Yes. And that there was an email from Wall Street, from Citigroup to the Barack Obama campaign with a list of people they wanted in his cabinet. Every person on that list ended up in his cabinet. And the reason I know that, because that got released by WikiLeaks, and that's why they've been trying to kill Julian Assange ever since. And so they all are working. He wasn't a departure from George W. Bush, Barack Obama,
No.
just his skin color. He took us from 2 wars to 7. He gave us a right-wing healthcare plan, which came out of the Heritage Foundation, which is the same people I gave you Project 2025. And, he gave us Mitt Romney's healthcare plan. So, and he deported all those. He dropped more bombs than George Bush, and nobody noticed. That's why they wanted to have Kamala Harris. That was their first choice. The donor class was Kamala Harris. They thought we'd have a female Barack Obama, and that's a good face for imperialism, right? Because we have a black woman bombing and stealing resources and doing neoliberal and neocon policies. That's perfect. And that you couldn't get a vote. So then they had to go to their second most reliable person, which was Joe Biden. That's exactly how it worked. I don't know if you remember, but they coronated her on Martha's Vineyard. She's going to be our candidate. And they thought they had the black Barack Obama, but she couldn't get a vote. She has no political talent, right? And so then they forced her on Joe Biden as the vice president. And then, of course, they did a coup, just like Jim Gaffigan said at the L. Smith dinner. They had the debates way earlier than they normally would, so they would give them enough time to install Kamala Harris, and that's exactly what happened. We know that after Occupy Wall Street and the Tea Party, then the major newspapers, the mentions of racism and white supremacy, people have studied this. I'm not making this up. I'm just quoting studies, and went through the roof. And why is that? That's because, as Chomsky taught us, the newspapers aren't there to inform you. They're to manufacture consent. And one of the great ways to manufacture consent for the establishment is to divide and conquer. It's been there ever since World War II. It's been divide and conquer. And that's exactly what they did. So they got everybody that's what identity politics is. And it's got everybody who you identify with your skin color. It's the opposite of Martin Luther King. It's the opposite of judge someone by the content of their character.
Exactly.
And so now everybody's identified with their gender or their sexual preference or their skin color or their ethnicity, and they got us all siloed off and split.
Yeah, that's the truth they don't want you to hear. And it only gets worse from there. The bankers didn't just buy him, they installed him. There's emails, WikiLeaks exposed them, direct orders from Wall Street to Obama's transition team. We want this guy, and that bitch over there in your cabinet. And you know what? Every last one of those bastards made it in. That's why they're trying to kill Julian Assange. Not because he's a threat to national security, but because he showed the world who the real crooks are. Obama didn't end George W. Bush's dirty work. He doubled down. Took us from 2 wars to 7, dropped more bombs than Bush, gave us a right-wing healthcare scam straight out of the Heritage Foundation, the same sons of bitches behind Project 2025, and he deported more people than Bush, too. But nobody said a damn thing because, hey, he had the right skin color to run the con. And these media assholes? They put a halo on him, so bright you'd think he was Moses. Meanwhile, real Americans were losing everything. But it doesn't stop there, no sir. When they realized Barack's charm was wearing off, they had the next scam lined up. Kamala Harris. Their bright, shiny, empty-headed backup plan. They thought they had another Obama on their hands. But this bitch couldn't even win a primary in her own damn party. No votes, no charisma, no clue. Just a donor-class puppet smiling for the cameras. They were so desperate they jammed her onto Biden's ticket like some cheap add-on nobody asked for. And what does Obama do once they installed his little replacement team? Gets on TV, smirking like an asshole, bragging. Joe's just finishing the job I started, like we're all too stupid to see the knife still sticking out of our backs. These mofos didn't just sell you out, they laughed while doing it. And while you were losing your house, your job, your dignity, Obama was busy raking in $70 million. 4 luxury mansions, private jets, Hollywood parties, all for a guy who spent maybe 14 years pretending to be a public servant. Yeah, real service. Huh? He served himself, his donors, and his Wall Street buddies. The only thing he left behind was a trail of wreckage for working Americans and a racial division wider than the damn Grand Canyon. You see it every day now. That's his real legacy, a country turned into a damn demolition derby of identity politics. He took Martin Luther King's dream, judging by character, not skin color, and he flushed it straight down the toilet. Now everybody's boxed into some damn label, black, white, gay, straight, trans, cis, whatever the hell. And while we're busy fighting each other over pronouns in bathrooms, these crooks are stealing trillions right out from under us. Divide and conquer. It's the oldest trick in the book, and Barack played it like a damn symphony. He even has the nerve, the absolute balls, to show up a few weeks ago and wag his finger at America again, whining that people aren't fighting for equality anymore. And just when you think this bastard couldn't insult America any harder, listen to him now, whining like it's still 2008.
This idea, and I've noticed this among some wealthier folks who, you know, after George Floyd, they were right there, and a bunch of companies were talking about how they cared about diversity and they wanted to do this and they were all for that. And they are mute right now. But what that tells me is it was okay when it was cool and trendy. And when it's not, not so much. And that, I think, is what we have to, each of us has to.
How much is enough money, according to the Obamas? 70 million? Because public reports estimate that that is their net worth, parlayed on the back of Barack Obama's 14 years of holding political office. He did not spend 50 years in government service. He did a stint in the Illinois State Senate. He did a couple years in the U.S. Senate before he ran for office and won. All right, then he did 2 terms as president. And off of that, he's made himself over $100 million, almost $100 million, probably over, to be honest. We don't know all of the earnings. The Obamas reportedly own 4, count them 4, luxury properties. A home in Martha's Vineyard, estimated to be worth some $20 million, in addition to properties in Washington, D.C., reportedly bought for $8.1 million, a beachfront home in Hawaii, reportedly bought for $8.7 million, and a home bought in Chicago for $1.65 million. Is that more than you need, Mr. Obama? Mrs. Obama?
Pathetic. Rich beyond belief, sitting on 4 mansions. And he's still trying to gaslight working Americans. No, you mofo. People are waking the hell up. They see through your bullshit now. They ain't falling for the guilt trips. They're not buying the crocodile tears. They're done listening to assholes who live in $20 million beachfront homes while telling them about climate change and sacrifice. Give me a break. Obama, Kamala, Biden. They're just 3 different masks on the same rotten face of the machine. Bought, paid for, polished up, and sold to you like a goddamn infomercial. And the media? They're the snake oil salesmen keeping the scam alive, talking about saving democracy while they shove censorship and division down your throat. Let me tell you something. Saving America starts by cutting the strings on these phony, crooked bastards. And remembering one thing, we don't owe loyalty to parties or fake leaders or media mofos pushing fear. We owe it to each other, American to American, not by color, not by gender, not by some alphabet soup of fake causes, but by truth. And by standing up together to these lying sons of bitches who sold out the greatest country in the world. And hell, it wasn't just Wall Street. Barack Obama loaded up a frickin' cargo plane stacked with billions in cold hard cash and handed it over to Iran, the world's biggest terrorist state. You know, secret pallets of money flown overseas like he was Santa Claus for the enemy. You tell me that ain't betrayal. This payment was definitely, in my opinion, for the release of American hostages. The total deal was said to be around $1.7 billion. It's treason by any other name. Enough is enough. It's not about left or right anymore. It's about right and wrong. Stand tall, speak loud, and never, never bow down to these crooks. Not today, not ever. Holy shit, I almost forgot what you're watching today. This whole damn skit was made possible by the greatest scriptwriter on the internet, by the name of Chris Dallas. Every story you see, every AI lip sync, every background, every detail, it's all handcrafted by him. The planning, the manual work, the creativity. It's something nobody else is doing, and sure as hell nobody else even knows how to do at this level. That's why what you're seeing here is different. It's real, it's raw, and it hits harder than anything the fake media will ever give you. So don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, and share the hell out of these videos. Because the world needs to hear the truth, and Chris Dallas and this channel are the ones bringing it. We tell it like it is, uncensored, Vinny Gambini style, Lester Diamond style, and a whole lot more legends that are part of this fight. And we don't pull punches. And yes, we here at Celebrity Recreations believe that Joe Biden was the worst president in American history, and Barack Obama, the second worst president in American history. Figures they were working together, two disasters for the price of one. It's not about left or right anymore. It's about right and wrong. Stand tall, speak loud, and never, never bow down to these crooks. Not today, not ever. So if you want to support the channel and support real American truth, go grab yourself a beautiful Vinny Gambini pendant or that badass t-shirt with Vinny's face right on it. It's all there for you. Everything you need to know is right in the first minute of this video before I open my mouth. Don't just sit there. Get in the fight and spread the word, because the truth ain't gonna spread itself. Robert Davi is now out of here.